Hello and welcome back to another one of Paul's Beer Reviews. Hope you're doing well today. I've been to Lidl's and we're halfway through September now, so it's Oktoberfest season, it's beer festival season. And like I say, no one does the beer festivals better than the Germans traditionally. And in Lidl's you often find a lot of these German beer festival themed beers, Oktoberfest themed beers. And a couple of beers that have appeared there in the last couple of years have been like a wheat beer and literally a beer called Festbier. And that's what I'm going to be reviewing today. But I haven't just gone for the normal size 500ml can. That would be boring. That would be boring. I've gone for a litre of it. I've gone for a litre of the bad boy. And just for an added bonus, I bought a litre of this can. A litre of this beer. And I've got a Stein glass with it. So excited. $4.99 I paid that and that together. $4.99 for a proper solid German style Stein beer glass and a litre of their Festbier. Okay, so this beer is coming in at 5.5% ABV. It's produced in Germany, brewed according to the German purity law, and it's been brewed in Baden-Württemberg in Germany. Doesn't really say a lot else. A limited edition Festbier. There's the artwork on the can. Got the lady there serving up steins of beer, as they would do in the traditional German beer festivals. I've had this beer before. I drank it last year. I remember quite enjoying it. So yeah, I'm going to chuck all this bad boy into my brand new, freshly clean Stein glass. I'm such an idiot, but I was so excited when I saw it. I had to get it. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get this beer out. Let's get the whole damn lot into the Stein glass. Here we go. Like I say, it's got quite a dark, sort of malty looking colour to it. Get all of this into the Stein. Doesn't quite fill the Stein, but I'm not going to complain. Boom. There's the beer in the Stein. That looks great. That looks great. So there's the can, the Festbier can. There's my Stein glass full of it. Decent levels of carbonation on this beer. You can see rising up the glass there. It's got a one finger, slightly tan looking head to it. Copper in colour. Looks like a traditional British ale, doesn't it, really? Going on the eye. It looks lovely. Pretty clear. So good carbonation, thin head on it. Let's get the aroma. Malty, dark fruit. It has a very German smell to it. It has that kind of German brew, typical German brew aroma to it. But there's a dark fruit. There's a nice kind of toffee malt aroma to it. It smells quite inviting. I'm going to get stuck in. Prost. That's quite tasty. That is quite tasty. It has a slightly, quite coats the palate actually. Almost got a slightly, I wouldn't say it was very thin, I wouldn't say it was watery. It's got a good body to it. It really coats the palate. There is a lot of bready malt in this. Kind of like a malted bread, like a brown bread type thing going on with it. Brown bread, toffee, soft mouthfeel. Carbonation is quite gentle on this one. No real bitterness on it to speak of. Not particularly complex. I'm throwing it all over the place. It's really hard to swirl a Stein. Who knew? Oh, it's really good. I'm quite enjoying that. Dark fruit. Slight kind of sort of fig flavour going on with it. And then there's toffee Subtle caramel, thin caramel flavour. Brown bread, malted brown bread. Subtle sweetness. Really malty. Really malty ale. And it really coats the palate. And you can buy this in a 500ml can in Lidl's for 99p. So you consider how cheap that is. That is a perfectly enjoyable beer for 99p. Or if you're a nutter like me and you want to get the big 1 litre can just so you can get your stein glass, $4.99. So I've got a really good quality glass and a litre of beer, $4.99. Blinding deal. Oh, I do like this. It's nice. It's smooth. It tastes very clean. It tastes quite crisp. It's refreshing. Like I say, lots of malty character to it. Subtle brown bread, subtle toffee, maltiness to it. It's quite a short flavour. Like I say, there's no real bitterness to speak of. But that maltiness, it really hangs around and it really coats the palate, and it's really quite tasty. Like I say, there's a lovely mouthfeel to the beer. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Like I say, I'm well chuffed with my glass, well chuffed with the size of the can. I do love these novelty giant cans, they're great. Yeah, it's really nice and it's well worth the money. This is going to be in Lidl's for a limited time, I would imagine. So obviously Oktoberfest doesn't last forever, so you probably want to get down to your local Lidl's as soon as you can and get yourself some of this. It's a really nice malty German ale. It really is good. Really decent beer. It's going down quite steadily already. They also do a wheat beer, the same brewer, and the artwork on the can is very similar. And again, you can get a 500ml can of that for 99p. For 99p, you're getting a decent beer there. You really are. So yeah, Festbier. I think it's decent, taking into account your money that you're paying for it. I think that's really good value for money. I'm going to give that a 7 out of 10. Yeah, the beer itself, it's a solid 7 out of 10. But the beer and the stein glass deal, that's a 10 out of 10. Just for the deal, the massive can, a massive stein glass, that's a cracking deal. $4.99. I think that's a bargain. Really is. So get down to your local Lidl's. Excuse me. And take advantage of that. So yeah, 7 out of 10 for Festbier. I do recommend you try that because it's dirt cheap and it's perfectly decent beer. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that one. Give it a thumbs up if you have. Until my next one, you take care.